Hello, everybody. How are you guys? Emanuela.
We're just under 15 minutes now till we get this US macro data, where US inflation expected to have eased again in November. We are seeing ahead of that S&P 500 and Nasdaq 100 index futures turning positive.
Hey, travel addicted. I'm fine. I'm short crude right now, and I am hunting gold shorts. Yeah, exactly. Last work day before Christmas. All right, so I do have a setup for gold shorts, but I am not going to place the trade just yet because we do have data from the US. Let's have a look at what we have here. hmm So in about 13 minutes, we have new home sales, durable goods, etc. So I'm not gonna place those shorts on gold just yet. You predict a big drop on gold? Well, mate. And I think that well, let me explain to you about my reasoning on why I haven't managed my crude shorts, right? It's because I have no room to manage them. This is still very much valid. If you notice here, um, price is right now mitigating this inefficiency, this imbalance. So, if price breaks with these highs, I don't want to be short anymore, right? But it's super close to my stop loss. So, yeah, let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. And on gold side, what I'm going to do, I'm going to wait for the data, right? I'm going to wait for the data, and if we have a USD rally, right, very possibly gold is going to drop, right? Now, my entry, my setup in gold was here, right here. So I should be short right now. But I didn't place sell limits because we have U.S. data. So front running, right? Front running high impact events is just burning money. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to wait for the data, and if gold breaks with these lows with high volatility, then I'm going to look for that inefficiency, perhaps on this breaker, right, to place sell limits very fast. And that's about it, guys. I mean, and yesterday, did you
So
guys?
just heads up there, moving into 10 minutes until we get US data for the month.
Yes, I know. Yesterday, it was a bummer, right? Let me show you what happened yesterday with my pound US dollar longs. Here we go. So this this was my trade yesterday on the pound US dollar, and the price came 1 pip from my entry. It didn't fill me in, of course, and it smashed targets. The thought process, the setup was spot on. Was spot on. Sometimes, I know it hurts, it sucks, but sometimes, yeah, no feels are going to happen. So we do have, all right. I mean, still very much valid. And if you have been with me for a while, you know that I don't actively trade crude oil. But, when you have a setup, you have a setup. Now, let's wait for this gold, reaction to US data. And also, I think there's Canadian GDP. Exactly, there's Canadian GDP. Now, I don't trade the Canadian dollar, right? But it's going to be quite interesting to watch the reaction um, on the Canadian dollar. Apparently, the Canadian dollar is starting to rally, right? You already know that if the US dollar Canadian dollar drops, that means that either the US dollar is dropping or the Canadian dollar is rallying. All right, let's wait for this data. Oh, very good. See, this is what I told you. I'm sorry, earlier. The setup is very much valid. Perhaps I entered a little bit too early, but that's fine. This is where my setup was, right? But looking at a 3-minute chart, there was a fair value gap or inefficiency here with some liquidity pending, right? That's why I haven't managed, this trade on a drawdown. And if you're a VIP, you already know that I never let price hit my stop losses on a full loss. I manage my trades in profit and also, most importantly, my trades in drawdown. Prediction on drop on gold? I don't know. I mean, no one. How could I know? Yeah, it would be. I wouldn't be doing this if I knew what would happen after the news, right? Every time. But yeah, well, I am. I'm looking for shorts in gold, right? And if you would just join us or join me, right? I'm gonna show you uh, the setup that I had on gold on a 3-minute chart, right? Was here. I should be short gold by now, right here, at this area. I should be short, but I didn't place sell limits. I didn't place an order to go short in gold because we have US data. Now, I don't front run high impact events, but that doesn't mean that I don't trade whenever there's high impact events, right? For example, um, if this setup, you know, I'm sorry, if this setup was or had been completed, 3 hours ago, I would have taken it, right? Because the high impact event or the US data would have been 3 hours from my entry, which is fine. But I'm never going to take a trade, 15 minutes before high impact events. That's just gambling. Gambling. All right, so apparently crude oil back on break even. Mhm. Good mining stocks not looking particularly strong considering gold price. I mean, I in my opinion, they're looking quite strong, mate. Right? Let's have a look at the 10-minute chart, right? This was on Wednesday, right? So, the Nasdaq, which is the one that we're watching right now on my screen, has almost, um, you know, um, rallied that massive drop on Wednesday. So yeah, I mean, stocks are looking super strong, and the reason that I have the Nasdaq here on my watch list is because I I I'm waiting for the open, right, and of course the U.S. data, just to see if we get some kind of a bearish reaction for me to try to get long. Can you demonstrate how you use Fibonacci indicator? I don't use Fibonacci indicator, mate. I do not use the Fibonacci. I don't use indicators. It's not that I'm against them. I just, um, my decision making process is based on pure price action, right? Good. So let's wait for the US data. And
That's a heads up then, just moving into 3 minutes till we get this US and Canadian data. Starting with the US, personal income for November, looking for point 0.4, personal spending.
can you guys hear my squawk? I think that I have it.
Orders, November prelim reading for 2.3% extra.
All right, cool. I think you can hear my squawk. So, the US dollar here on the bottom left of my chart, this is the DXY. You can see that this is the 10-minute chart on the DXY. Um, this doesn't mean anything, right? But, kind of a bullish pressure, bullish momentum right now. It doesn't mean anything, right? I'm just pointing it out. All right, I'm gonna put on the chart on gold. The other one that I had, on my watch list was the Euro USD, and again, this would have been my entry right here, short Euro USD. But again, I'm not going to take it before the data dump. Hello, William Stacy. It's been a while, mate. What the hell has happened to you? Are we looking at some dollar strength? I don't know. I mean, let's have a look at what is expected. Mhm. You know what? I'm going to play the squawk, and the one that I'm looking at is new home sales, right? Beating expectations and beating.
1 minute.
1 minute. 1 minute. All right. Gold on the 1 minute chart. Let's have a look. All right. 1 minute, 10 seconds. Mhm. I understand. I understand, William. I'm gonna put on.
10 seconds.
I'm gonna put on the 1 minute chart.
Durable goods 5.4%. That was on an estimate of 2.3. 0.5% ex transportation on an estimate of 0.1. Personal income 0.4 in line with estimate. Personal spending at 0.2 on an estimate of 0.3. PCE core deflated month on month 0.1 on an estimate of 0.2. The year on year 3.2 on an estimate of 3.3. The year on year comes in at 2.6 on an estimate of 2.8. The month on month at negative 0.1 on an estimate of a flat read. Canada GDP flat on an estimate of 0.2, prior revised down to a flat read from 0.1. GDP for Canada year on year 0.9 on an estimate of 1%. So US personal income 0.4%, prior revised 0.3 from 0.2. Personal spending 0.2, prior revised down to 0.1 from 0.2. The PCE deflator core year on year 3.2, prior revised down to 3.4 from 3.5. Month on month 0.1. Prior revised down to 0.1 from 0.2. The PCE deflator year on year 2.6, prior revised down 2.9 from 3%, and the month on month negative 0.1 prior a flat read. Durable goods orders 5.4%. That was on a prior negative 5.4. Ex transportation 0.5 on a prior flat read.
All right, we need a clean break of the lows, right? We need a clean break of the lows. This is not a break of the structure. This is not a break of the structure. This looks like a liquidity sweep. So we really need to wait for price to develop, right? So if this candle prints the high around here, which I don't think it will. All right, so what I'm looking at, I'm looking for, right, is a continuation lower, a clean break of the lows, a clean break of the structure, leaving this imbalance. And when we get that clean break of the lows, this is where I'm going to place my sell limit.
So looking into Canada, Canada's economy was essentially unchanged for the third consecutive month in October, missing growth forecasts, but gross domestic product slightly edged up in November, StatsCan said on Friday.
All right, there you go. Again, we need a clean break of the lows. We need a clean break of the lows. The US dollar is super strong, super strong.
US short-term interest rate futures drop after inflation and consumer spending data.
Well, this was the bearish reaction that I was waiting for on the Nasdaq, but because I am hunting these shorts in gold, I wasn't paying attention to that market. But again, this is not a clean break of the lows. This is absolutely not a clean break of the lows. So
we see US core PCE prices rose last month by...
I'm not going to place sell limits just yet. I really need a clean break of the lows. To have a higher probability, short setup. This looks just like a liquidity sweep, price just liquidating these weak players in the market. Let's wait and see what happens, right? What happened to crude? Okay. Yeah, told you. So let's have a look at the USD. What do you guys think? Is this bullish or bearish for the US dollar? Right? This is absolutely bullish for the USD. If you notice here, we got that fill on that imbalance, right? So there's absolutely a huge inefficiency here, which is the reason that I think that we might get a pullback before a continuation higher. But that doesn't give me a good setup in gold. So let's wait. I think I'm gonna close half, 70% of, 75% of this. Hmm. uh, yeah, not yet, not yet. But the core data isn't in favor of the USD. Listen, this is the thing, right? We're not trading news right here. We're not trading news at all. We are not trading the news. We are trading the reaction to the news. All right. Here's where I close 75. Let me see. Yeah, I'm gonna get stopped out on this crude oil short, which is fine. But I don't have room, to manage it. It would be ill-advised to, to close 75% whilst price is still in a bear structure, right? The level where I would close 75% is above this high, but it's super close to my stop losses. So, and because this market is super volatile, I'm not going to um, I'm not going to have the time, to close 75%. All right, so no gold shorts, but let's have a look at the Euro USD. So in hindsight, um, we should have been, hunting longs on the Nasdaq. In hindsight, so no go shorts gold. Absolutely no go shorts gold. Um, yeah. So I don't know. Let's wait and see. I mean, let's wait and see if we can. I mean, if price breaks with the structure, because this is not a true break of the structure, right? We need a clean break of this level, right? A clean break of this level with volume, right? Then, if we get that, we might, in fact, have a setup short gold. But I don't think it will pan out. So, what are you guys doing for Christmas? Yeah, this is what I was talking about this crude oil short. You know, closing 75% here because my trade is not drawdown without respecting, my rules would be an emotional decision, right? Um, this market is still very much in a bear structure, even though this looks very bullish. There's absolutely no reason still for to manage this trade on a drawdown. The level where I would manage this trade on a drawdown would be on a break of these highs, but because my stop loss is super close to that level, makes no absolutely no sense, to babysit it. I'll just wait for the market open. Yeah, me too, mate. But you know what? I don't think we're going to get a setup at the open. Let's wait and see what happens. Yeah, I mean everybody's a hindsight hero, right? So in hindsight, we should have most definitely hunted these longs on the Nasdaq. But you know what? It's fine. Yeah, this was my setup yesterday. It sucks, right? But you know what? It happens. Just have a look at the Dow. Absolutely nothing to do here. Horrible range. All right, so let's wait for the open. And why don't you tell me what you're doing for Christmas whilst we wait for the open? So very likely I'm going to get stopped out on this crude short. And if I get stopped out, which is very likely that I will, um, I don't think I'm going to place another trade. Only if, if, if I get that set up on gold. Mhm. So look at the USD. I don't know, guys. Yeah, this looks very bullish, but here's the thing. Yes, this looks very bullish in the sense that we got the last sweep of the lows, then a clean break of the structure, and again a break of these highs. But these equal lows are just scary. Very likely we could get a sweep of the lows before a continuation. And if we get that sweep of the lows, oh, never mind. Where's the pound USD? Here. Yeah, even though the US dollar is bouncing from these lows, one, I don't have a setup to go long on the USD. Two, these equal lows are just super scary for longs. And because I don't have a setup to go long on the US dollar, of course, I don't have setups to go short on the pound USD or the euro USD. So I need to wait and see what happens. So gold completely broke with the highs. My short idea, I don't think it's no longer valid. I'm still holding this crude oil though. Was there a setup? Was there a setup here? There was a setup to go long on the pound USD. There was a setup to go long on the pound US dollar. I was a little bit too set in my ways to, to hunt for those gold shorts that I completely missed, and I wasn't monitoring the markets that actually, yield that great setup. But it's fine. Let's wait. Let's wait for the open. Super choppy reaction to Canadian GDP. Here, just have a look at this. This is what I was telling you about. This is what I was talking, right? This equal lows are just super sketchy for longs. Very likely we're going to get a bomb, a liquidity sweep here, if it is a liquidity sweep. But you know what? I'm sorry. I wouldn't, trade alongside on the US dollar right now. Absolutely not. What do you mean by open? The market open. No, the opening bell? All right, so gold completely broke with the highs, and my short idea, or the shorts that I was hunting, are no longer in play. And you know what? But there's something to learn here. I told you that yes, there was this big imbalance here after the data dump, right? And price breaking with these lows, but this was not a clean break of the lows at all, right? So that makes for a pullback setup for a continuation short very unlikely, or with a very low probability of success. That's why I didn't take it. You know, I would have I would have gotten stopped out if I had taken it. Okay. Yeah, let's just wait for the open. And let's see what happens. Maybe we could, maybe we can get in on some longs on the Nasdaq at the open. You know, after this big move, maybe. Let's wait. I'm not placing any buy limits on this market just yet. All right, you know what? The open is in about 40 minutes. So, what do you guys say? Do we wait for the open or not? I'm gonna go. Grab something to drink, and I need to go pee too. So I'll be right back, guys. Oh boy. Yeah. Yeah, let's wait for the open. Cool. Let's wait for the open. All right, I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. And let's see what happens on the last trading day before Christmas. Thank you, Santa. And we do have a what is it? A 50% discount with this code. You know, if you want to join my VIP group, right? It's for everything actually. So I'm gonna copy a link. If you want to join the VIP group with a 50% discount, that is the one. You know, when don't focus on the outcome of one single trade, that's being results oriented. And if you are results oriented, you are never going to make money, right? It really doesn't matter if you get stopped out on a trade or on two trades or three trades in a row. That would be bad, right? But it really doesn't matter, right? Because if you're results oriented, right, and I know it sounds a little bit counterintuitive not to be results oriented when trading, right? But what I mean by being results oriented is focusing on the outcome of the last trade. That doesn't matter, really. It really doesn't matter. What matters is your decision making process. Did you make the correct decisions? And if so, you need to understand that you are going to lose money sometimes. See, this is what I told you about these equal lows. Very, very sketchy longs. Very sketchy longs. Very, very sketchy longs. Yeah. I am absolutely not looking to buy the US dollar at the open. In fact, you remember I asked you, what did you guys think? If this is bullish or bearish? And yeah, this is looking very bearish, mates. Very, very bearish. So a little piece of advice before I go grab my coffee. well, whenever you see, equal lows like this, of course that this is because there are buyers jumping in at this level. There are buyers jumping in at this level. There are buyers jumping in at this level. And, well, whenever you come to trading, the first thing, or one of the first things that you are taught is that, double bottoms, triple bottoms, equal lows, or levels of support in this case, are a good place to look for longs, right? This is erroneous. This is bad. Well, that is bad advice. And the reason is because equal lows, mates, equal lows create liquidity, right? These are weak players in the market, right? Trying to jump in on the reaction of price after the news, right? These are weak players in the market. So, where are these weak players in the market going to place their stop losses? Either a few pips below their entry level or maybe below the previous low. And all of those stop losses is the liquidity that I always talk about. And more often than not, that liquidity is going to get swept or swept. It's going to get liquidated, right? Um, yeah. So heads up to that. That's why I wasn't looking for longs anymore on the USD. God damn that crude oil, right? It's fine. So we are going to wait for the open. Just have a look at the 10-minute chart on the DXY. This is super bearish, super bearish. So at the open, what I'm going to look for, right, is a break of the lows, a clean break of the structure, right? Hopefully this candle is going to leave me this imbalance for me to possibly get in short. Of course that I don't trade the DXY, but I look for setups on the DXY because the US dollar is one of the two currencies that I trade. So if I do have a setup on the DXY or on the US dollar, I will look for short setups on the the products or the financial products that I trade the US dollar on. The Euro USD, we'll look for longs on the Euro USD, look for longs on the pound USD, shorts on the US dollar, Canadian dollar, etc. I have placed a small long on the US dollar Japanese yen. Well, I don't know. Let's have a look. Sheesh. Well, mate, yeah, good luck. I don't know what to tell you. Um, yeah, I don't know. Let's have a look. Let's have a clean look at this. This is super bearish, right? This is super bearish. So just have a look at this, right? After the Asian session, closed, we had a clean break of the Asian session lows, a clean break of the structure again and again, right? Leaving all of this liquidity here, right? The point of interest is this one right here, and price just came up here, mitigated that point of interest, and came back down. So, in my opinion, it is very likely, or the probability of price breaking with the London session lows at the open is quite high. Right?
1 minute until the Belgian data for December.
More so because of what I just told you on the DXY. Now, I am not advising you to close that. Yeah, I am not advising you to close that, but just be careful. Just have a look at this. Against your advice, yeah. I hope your Christmas bonus covers the US dollar Japanese yen. Hey, you know what? The fourth wall is actually an active trader. I really dig him. So, yeah, I mean, traders that show, their trades, even, I mean, more so if they're losing trades, get my respect. And if I understand how you trade, I know that you place it with a very, very low risk. So, doesn't matter.
Minus 12.7, minus 12.7 on a prior minus 15 for the Belgian business confidence for December.
Yeah, I don't care about this. So the US dollar about to break with the lows. Heads up to that break. Heads up to that break. So let's have a look at what was it? Oh, the pound USD. Yeah, I mean the pound USD. I mean, amazing setup. Yeah, I was too eager. I was too eager and too focused on hunting those shorts in gold that I really missed the good setups. But it's fine. It's okay. Um, we're going to wait for the open, guys. 29 minutes until the market opens, and let's just relax whilst it opens. And if somebody can fat finger the short side on crude oil, I would appreciate it. All right, I'll be right back, guys. Don't go anywhere. Don't you go anywhere. Alexa, apaga la verde. Muy bien. Alexa, apaga la negra. Muy bien. All right, I'm back. My reasoning for the USD longs is a historical support zone. DXY is also oversold. All right, let's talk about that. I don't know if you guys watch GMM, but that's what those guys say. So, About oversold, mate. You need to be careful with that, right? I reckon you're using, you know, I reckon you're using a an oscillator, right? Doesn't matter which one. To peg your oversold zones, etc. You need to be careful because, um, you know, um, a market or price can stay oversold for a long period of time if, the market is bearish. Let's put on an RSI here. Oh boy. And um, that's fine. Let's put a fast RSI, 5 RSI. I'm sorry, it's the other way around. A slow RSI, 21. Right. So, right here, look at this. I told you the US dollar breaking with the lows. We're going to look for US dollar shorts at the open. So this is what I'm talking about, right? Right here, and this is zone, right? Price was oversold, okay? On a very, very bearish move, right? Now, price came back above the oversold zone, right? But it continued to trend lower. So that's why I don't use indicators, right? On the F1 strategy, we do use an oscillator, but we don't use it, like everybody uses oscillators. We use it to pinpoint true divergence, right? And to pinpoint momentum. So I'm going to give you a tip, right? In this case, the RSI shed. In this case, the RSI. Right. So let's imagine right here. You look at, the price on the DXY of the US dollar oversold, right? So normally, what beginner trading education, says or preaches is that you should be looking for longs because price is oversold. But here's the thing, mate. Here's the thing, and here's how you should look at if you use, oscillators. Now, the oscillator is a momentum indicator, right? Oversold and overbought zones really are not as important as reading momentum with the oscillator. For example, here, right? If you notice, we got that spike that failed to break with the structure, right? With the bearish structure, right? This is the spike high. And if you notice, the oscillator came all the way above the 50, right? So this shows you that there is a lack of bullish momentum because if there was really bullish momentum, you would see the oscillator trending higher and staying in overbought zones. So reading oscillators is not about overbought and oversold zones. It's very different. All right, so let's wait and see. Okay. I was looking for US dollar shorts. Now, let's see if we can get a setup on the 3-minute chart. When we can. So what do we have here? Let's go to a 1-minute chart on the DXY. Let's analyze price action, right? So we have a clean break of the lows. And here is my point of interest, right? Now, after the last sweep of the lows here, and continuous breaks of the highs, right? The protected low was this one right here. this was the protected low. When this low broke, the market structure shifted from immediately bullish to immediately bearish, right? So that's why I'm looking for shorts. Now, where the hell I am going to look for shorts? Let's have a look where sellers jumped in, right? Now, I like to look in this scenario. I like to look at again this equal lows that I was talking about earlier, right? Those weak players in the fucking market that got liquidated, right? Again, here is where sellers jumped in. Now we have an OB, but more importantly, you know what? I'm going to use boxes. More importantly, this is my point of interest for possible shorts in the US dollar. So a rally, right, a pullback towards this level would give me an entry short on the USD, more so because we do have liquidity here. Now, pullbacks with this particular entry model do not work if there's no liquidity after the volatile move that leaves the imbalance, right? This is a sell side imbalance or a buy side inefficiency, whatever, however you want to call it, or a gap, however you want to call it, but yeah, and also what I look at is this, the trap, right? I always look for the trap. Again, another thing that you are taught when you come to trading, at the beginning, is that whenever price breaks with a structured low or a level of support, just wait for the pullback and get short, right? This is the trap, right? This is the trap, and this is what creates the liquidity that I'm talking about, which more often than not is going to get swept liquidated to get to my point of interest for a continuation lower. So that's what stop hunting or whatever is. So now that we have a possible set of short on the US dollar and active, let's go look for US dollar shorts. Where I am going to look for US dollar shorts is possible longs on the Euro USD, possible longs on the pound US dollar, possible shorts on the US dollar Canadian dollar, which I'm not going to look because we had Canadian GDP too today, so scratch that. And possible US dollar Japanese yen shorts, which I am not too keen on playing, trading US dollar plays on the US dollar Japanese yen. My go-to, instruments are the pound US dollar and the Euro USD. So let's have a look at the Euro USD, what we have here. Because I'm looking for shorts on the US dollar, I'll be looking for longs on the Euro USD and possible longs on the pound USD. Right? All good? All good? Let's have a look at crude oil. All right, 17 minutes until the open. Let's have a look at what these guys have to say. Now, this is quite cool on the Euro USD. Let me have a look at the pound USD. If it's cooler, it is not. Yeah, it is. All right, what I'm looking at here, is the two markets I trade the US dollar on, right? The Euro USD and the pound US dollar, which I'm looking for longs, right? On the pound USD, I do not see a clear setup. Yes, we do have this OB right here, massive, which was already mitigated. The Euro USD. Actually, ¿qué pasa, Bimba? Venga, pues le voy a quitar eso. Ya no quiere andar. Venga. Le voy a quitar esto, pues. Ah, pues sí. Pues sí, ya no quiere andar. Ok. Vale. Ajá. Vaya. Vaya. Espérate, güey. Ay, llorona. Vaya, pues. Ajá. Vaya. Ahí está. Sorry, guys. Um, so very quickly, let's have a look at what we're going to do here. Pound USD, possibly pound US dollar, mates. Possibly pound USD. Hmm. So that's the entire thought process, right, on how I look for setups. Now, that's the entire thought process on how I look for setups. Let's have a look at the USD CAD. Although, well, the USD CAD has exactly the same setup or same shape, let's call it, as the DXY right here. Possible shorts on the USD CAD right here. Although what I don't dig about this is the stop loss positioning, right? I'm gonna scratch this. This is a no-go. And Aussie. I don't trade the Aussie actually, or the New Zealand dollar. US dollar, Japanese yen. No. So I am going to place um um yeah, I'm going to place buy limits on the pound USD. Right? 30 minutes until the market opens. Just monitoring here the DXY2, right? We need that pullback. Even though, I mean, although, I'm sorry, although, if, all right, I'm gonna show you the DXY. If, you know, so, what I want to talk about is, the safety on placing buy limits on the GBP USD, right? Because it's a US dollar play. So if the US dollar pulls back towards my point of interest, I will get, trigger long on the pound US dollar. But if, price on the US dollar continues to drop and breaks with the structure without mitigating my point of interest, then I'm not going to get triggered on the pound USD. So that's about what I wanted to tell you. And let's place this. Where? Where is the question? Alright, I'm gonna place it here with stop losses. Alright, I know where I'm going to place it. I'm going to place it here. Buy limits here. 0.5. Buy limit here. My stop loss is going, oh boy. My stop loss is going to be below this low, and my targets are going to be around this level for a 3R. Yeah, thing of beauty. There you go. Let me see if it copied to my other. Yes. So going to 75, stop loss 70, and 75 here. Modify. Boom. That's my trade. I'm gonna send it to the VIPs. I need to be fast on doing this. Uh-huh. It's a 3R, and my risk is 0.50%. All right, cool. Orlando, how do you activate this little feature to add risk? That this is a risk calculator. You buy it. It's just go to riskcalculator.app. It's 14 pounds per month. I given up smoking this year. Next year trading will be much more stressful. I understand. I understand. All right, so here's that. He is where. Yeah, I dig it. Mm-mm. All right, 9 minutes until the open. Let's wait. Let's have a look at this crude oil. You know, because I am doing this live session with you guys, I wasn't paying real attention to this trade. I was just letting it ride. But normally, what I would have done is I would have closed it entirely here for a very small loss. All right. Now, if the pound USD doesn't trigger me for another 1 pip, I'm gonna be fucking pissed. All right, 8 minutes. How old are you? The fourth wall. Yeah, much cleaner setup on the. I mean, here's what the Euro US dollar setup, or the one that I was looking at on the possible setup on the Euro USD. Long was here, but the structure in this market was very, 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 very chopped off. So I got triggered long on the pound USD. Uh-huh. Boom. This doesn't mean anything. But it's looking good. 38. Okay. Yeah, you should give up smoking, man. Yeah, I know. Crude oil is just, yeah, it's giving me a headache. But it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. You know, this is the thing. Once you place your order and you get filled, your decision making process is over. You need to focus on what you can control, which is your decision making process, right? Like I told you, because I am, doing this live session with you guys, I missed on closing this trade right here. But it's okay. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Right? Right. 5 minutes. Hmm. There you go. A little bit. A little bit. Mhm. 3 minutes. And this is the reason that I only place 2 trades per day. I only place 2 trades per day. And the reason is this, right? By placing only 2 trades per day, right, I have 3 scenarios on which I will be profitable for the day, and 1 scenario on which I will be, negative for the day. Let me explain. If I win the first trade and I win the second trade, I'm up for the day, right? If I win the first trade and I lose the second trade, I am up for the day because of my risk to reward ratios, right? And because of how I manage my trades in a drawdown. If I if I lose the first trade and win the second trade, I am up for the day. But if I lose both of them, then I am down for the day. And I hit my max stop loss for the day, which is around 1%. Boom, there you go. And this is what's going to happen today. I'm going to get stopped out for -1 R here, short crude, and um, I'll take out 1 R whenever I can here on the pound USD. All right, 1 minute until the market opens. Let's see what the volume says. Eh? Let's have a look at equities at the open. This will be my point of interest on the NASDAQ. Dylan. Not yet. Now the market just opened. Yeah, good, good move on the you know on the U.S. dollar. And oh, come on. I mean, what can you do, right?
S&P opens up 0.2%, the Nasdaq up 0.3.
Apparently, people do not want their barrels of crude oil for Christmas. That's a good thing for us. All right. Question, guys. Are we going to place move our stop losses to break even or not on the pound US dollar? Are we or not? Asking for a friend. All right, I'm going to close 70% of my crude oil shorts here. Quoique, yeah. So closing 7 lots here. Four. You know what? I am going to let it ride because I have this. All right, so I'm going to, explain my thought process on why I'm going to possibly let it ride. Um, Let me just delete this. Just have a look at price action itself, right? This very choppy move to the upside and then a very volatile move to the downside. So here is very possibly where mitigation is going to happen for possible shorts. Oh boy, never mind. Quacker, quacker. Mm. Yeah, closing 80% here for a zero point 0.5 R loss. Now, focusing on this pound USD. I say yes to adding break even and exit at minus zero on oil whenever. Yeah, I already did it. Um, and it's a good thing that we managed it because um, the pound US dollar is running at 1 R right now. Right, it's running at 1 R. So a break of these highs, and I'm going to close 75% for 1 R, which would put me in profits for the day Let me see if this is copying. Yes. All right. Not yet. Not just yet. I am, however, moving my stop losses to break even on this pound US dollar. Yeah. It's just 9 pips, but alright, let me see the 1 minute chart. Possibly liquidating these lows. Yeah. Possibly liquidating these lows before the continuation higher. Equal lows now, equal lows. So a possible liquidation of those lows before the the bullish move. Lows are liquidated. There you go. There you go. All right, weak players have been liquidated, guys. Weak players have been liquidated. Um, I could move my stop losses to below the structure low. Minimize my risk to 3 pips, but I rather monitor this actively, this trade actively. All right, there you go. There you go. I'm gonna close 75% at the break of the highs. There you go. So how much is it? 75. I don't know how much is it. 75%. Equal highs here. See, we have equal highs here, so we have liquidity here that very possibly is going to get swept. We're going to have a draw on liquidity. So that's what I'm waiting for, that draw on liquidity for me to close 75% of my trade here and get profitable for the day. There you go. So I don't know how much 75% is. Let's fuck it. I'll say 4.7. Equal high is about to get swept. There you go. Boom. Closing 75% here. Moving stop loss to break even. And profitable for the day again. All right. I don't know, 1.5R, I think it was 1.3R. And moving stop loss to break even. Green. Green today. All right. Cool trade. Cool trade. Let's keep this rolling. Why not? I mean, I'm not gonna take any more trades, right? I am up for the day, so but I'm not going anywhere. This is the last um, live session before Christmas, so very nice trade. Now, why am I targeting this highest? I don't know.
Wall Street Journal sources state Iran paramilitary helps Houthi rebels attack ships in the Red Sea. Iranian ships provide Houthi intelligence to target vessels. That's Wall Street Journal announcing. Iran paramilitary has helped Houthi rebels attack ships in the Red Sea.
Very nice trade. Very nice trade. Yeah. This crude oil was a mess, but this was a nice trade. You say, you should always stick to, to the markets that you always trade. DXY breaking with the lows, very nice. Let's have a look at the Euro USD. Didn't get to the zone. So, again, we have a 50% discount for the VIP group. Yeah, this is what you get. Not the crude oil trade, but I'm glad that you got to. That I got to, to give you my full thought process on this trade from beginning to end, right? From looking for the setup on the US dollar. Looking for the bias on the US dollar, looking for the setup on the pound US dollar, managing the trade, looking here, I hope that you guys got what I was doing here. Looking here at the liquidation of these
Main wires now with the news: Iran helping Houthi rebels attack ships in Red Sea.
Tell me what you think about this. Oh shit! It didn't copy. Very nice trade. Very, 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 very nice trade. So, um, I could do one of two things, right? I could close my entire trade here, or I could let it run. What do you guys think we should do? Great analysis and awesome trade. Thank you, mate. I'm gonna screenshot this because I like saving this kind of comments just for me. All right. Move your stop loss higher. All right. Where would I move my stop losses? Below this low? No. Here's the thing, right? Just look at the structure. Just look at the structure here in this market. This is very bullish, right? This is very, very bullish. Just look at the structure, right? After this bearish move, right, we got a clean market structure shift here. So that means that very possibly, and this is why I take, I take 75% off when my trade is running at 1.5, 1.7 R, right? Because there's always going to be a pullback, right? So just have a look at this, right? Here's the last sweep of the lows. Here's where the market structure shifted from bearish to bullish, right? So that means that very possibly, price is going to come back towards this level before continuing higher. Very possibly. I'm not adding, I don't add to my trades, but that would be a zone where you could add. And the reason that I don't add, to my trades is because it's a psychology, issue for me. Um, I understand who I am as a trader. And for example, in this trade, I already took I already took profits on this trade, bringing me back, to the green, right? And I'm running a free trade right now. The last portion of this long position. So if I were to add here, right, how much would I risk? I wouldn't risk 0.5%.
Barclays now expect Bank of England to deliver its first rate cut of
I don't
25
care
basis
about
points
that.
in May.
I wouldn't risk 0.5%, but if I were to risk 0.25%, for example, that would mean that if I get stopped out on the add-on on my position, it would bring me back to the negative for the day, and that just fucks me up. You know, yeah, I'm gonna let it run. Very possibly will take profits. Yeah, I'm gonna close it actually. I am about 12 pips, 11 pips from my targets. Um, and I'm just monitoring the DXY on the bottom left side of my screen here. I'm monitoring the DXY, right? I need a, if I see a clean push and a clean break on the DXY to the downside, I'm gonna let it run. But any bullish instance that I see, I am going to close it. Very nice raise. Merry Christmas to you all. Damn it. I need to screenshot it this. I forgot to screenshot it. I forgot to screenshot it. 1 minute chart. I'm gonna close this trade. Merry Christmas to all. Closing the rest here. That'll bring me to what? I don't know. About 1.5 R. Right. So is the live squawk news free or paid? It is paid. I don't know how much is it. I think it's about £100 per month or something like that. Awesome trade. Thank you. Hey Orlando, last question. How many R's do you usually make on a week? Merry Christmas. I don't know. That's a good question. I need to um um I can't tell you. What I can tell you is that I mean it's December. I haven't placed too many trades. I haven't been actively trading. Um, just because whenever whenever there's no clean, you know, bias, just like this, I'm gonna show you. For example, this is why I have my boxes, right? This is the Japanese yen on the 10-minute chart. But let's imagine that this is gold or the Euro USD or whatever, right? This is the Asian session range, this is the London session range, and this is the New York session range. So whenever I have this, I don't trade. Fuck that. This is absolutely not, this is burning money, right? Absolutely no bias there. I don't trade ranges. This is awful. And we've had a couple of days, more than a couple of days that this was the case, right? So, to answer your question, I have no idea. But we make money, so well. We do make money. All right. Now, nice trade, last trade before Christmas. Also, the reason that I closed my position, I'm gonna show you this. The reason that I closed my position is this, because I was taking a counter trend trade, mate. Let's be honest. Let's be completely and utterly fucking honest. I was taking a counter trend trade. So, this was just a play on the bearish momentum or bearish volume at the open. That was it. And here, just look at what happened. So, the structure in this market is bearish, right? After the last triple of the highs, we got a clean break of the lows, leaving a ton of inefficiency here. This is what would have been my, point of interest short. But, and this is the thing, because I do not look for setups on the pound US dollar, and I look for setups on the US dollar, I'm able to, pinpoint these entries, right? So if you are, if you are trading forex, right? You need to understand that you're not trading the pound USD, you're not trading the euro USD, you're not trading the pound yen. No, you're trading a currency. So, are you trading the US dollar? Are you trading the pound? Are you trading the Japanese yen? What the fuck are you trading? In my case, I trade the US dollar and the Japanese yen. I look for the setups on those two currencies, and then I go to the pound US dollar, to the euro US dollar, to the pound yen to look for setups, because those are instruments that I use to trade those two currencies. Those are not markets. Those are instruments, right? That's a mistake that almost 100% of forex traders make. All right. All right, so if you have any questions, go ahead before I log out. This has been a monumental marathonic live session. But I liked it. I mean, you got to see my full thought process on how I trade, which is, I think it's cool. All right, I'm gonna give you a few minutes if you want to ask me a question or not. It's up to you. It is up to you if you want to ask me a question. Mm-mm. Mm-hmm. Come on, guys. Can you analyze gold using the Asian? No, fuck that. I am most definitely not going to do that, mate. We already made money. You're done. You're done for the day. And this is the thing. This is the thing. Once you make money, you're done for the fucking day. That's it. You're done. You're done for the day. You know, I understand that you know that you might think that taking more trades would increase your profitability, but it's not the case. You know, in this game, there are setups every day. Of course, there are setups every day, right? But you need to be disciplined, and you need to take only the most optimal setup, trade it, and if you make money, good. If you don't make money, good. Doesn't matter, right? But if you made money, right, you are done for the fucking day, because the probability of you giving that money back is quite high, mate. It's quite high. So take your bag and run. And tomorrow is another day. Tomorrow there will be another setup. Tomorrow we will make another bag. But that's it. That's it. I mean, that's it. Because what you want, mate, what you want is, to be profitable long term, right? To make money long term, right? So, if you start to, if you, I call it emotional trading, or whatever you want to call it. If you start overtraining, let's call it, because you are up for the day, and in your head, right, you say, I'm up for the day, so I have room to over risk. That is a big leak. That is a huge fucking leak. Huge leak. That's the worst. That's the most massive leak ever, right? So just focus on making money and turning those fucking charts off. And tomorrow, you do the same fucking thing. You make money and then you turn the fucking charts off. And the day after, you do the same fucking thing. You make money and you turn your fucking charts off. And over time, you're going to see your equity grow. That's that's the fucking mystery. That's that's I mean yeah, that's what you need to do, right? That's why I only take 2 trades per day. Sometimes I only take one, right? I never take three, ever, ever, ever. The most the most trades that I take on a single day are two, right? If I don't get, if I mean, I wake up at 1 a.m., right? About an hour before the London Open, I look at my charts, right? I wait for the London Open. If there are no setups, then I go back to bed and I wake up for the New York Open. If I have setups, then I trade the London Open, right? And I actively trade the London Open. I mean, I monitor my trades. I manage my trades. I take my profits, and then I go back to bed. And I don't trade the New York Open. You don't have to trade every single fucking setup that you see. You don't. You don't. You most definitely don't have to trade every single, product or market, whatever you want to call it. I mean, you can see here on the left side of my screen, there are a ton of instruments, right? There are a ton of instruments. But let's call it, I don't know, they're training instruments, right? But from these training instruments, there's only four that I actively trade every single day, right? I do have these other instruments because they are awesome for the F1 strategy, right? That's why I have. That's why I do this, right? If you see here I'm sorry, my my list. What is this? Yeah, my list, right? You have liquidity, which is the setups that that we were training right now. But on the top, I have F1. So what I do is, right, for example, this is the F1 strategy, right? And let's see, I don't know, pound yen, right? And if I see an F1 strategy set up on the pound yen, I tag it red, and I move it to the F1 strategy, list. If I don't know, pound Aussie, if there's a setup on the F1 strategy, then I move it to the F1 strategy. Then, and I do this every single day. This is the first thing that I do, right? So, whenever I am actively trading or actively looking for setups, I know which markets are hot for me and which ones are not. But that's just me. All right. So again, Merry Christmas. I hope I get a gift from every single one of you because I gave you the gift of money today. Uh, all right. And if I don't stop, I would stay, rambling about everything and anything. So, stay safe, trade safe. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to all. And I'll see you guys next week. Cheers. Don't drink too much.